got a big dick?
Huh?
You have a big dick?
I mean, it's above average. I ain't no Ron Jeremy.
No. I asked you if you had a big dick. I didn't say it was above average.
I don't know what that is, really.
Nigga, you know if you got a big dick or not. Stop the bullshit. Every dude.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in yet again to another video. Disclaimer before continuing, it is recommended you watch part 1 before watching this video, as I'm going to be referring to it and other points of it throughout this video. So click the link in the description below or in the card in the top right of the screen now, and then come back here when you're done. So, to those of you that have no desire to have children or get married at all, this video does not concern you. You can click and move away now if you wish to. And for the intro that you just watched, don't worry, we're going to be getting right back into it later on in the video. So, as I did my preparations and research for part 1, I myself was surprised at some of the numbers and stats that came up. The reason the whole topic came up at all was because it was recently my birthday this past January, and I turned 27. I was asked by a friend how I felt about it and now being quote unquote an old man, and I told them I feel great. My life should get better with age. They were a bit confused and they asked me, what do I mean by that? And I told them, you normally tend to become more sure of yourself as a person as you age. You gain more resources in your professional career, having gained more work experience, money, and on a love life level, there is a bigger range of women to pursue, assuming I'm single. My friend, being a woman and the same age as me, agreed with my line of thinking and said she hoped to do the same. She informed me that she aims to focus on herself and her career and wishes to get married and start a family in her late 30s. We were on the same page with her working and getting the bag, 100% same page, but we disagreed on the love life part. I told her that in terms of getting married and starting a family in her late 30s, she may encounter problems down the road if she waits too long. She asked me to explain further, and I told her what I was saying in part 1 regarding her options in terms of the men she wants dwindling with age, money, and the reality that her biological clock is ticking as time passes because she does want to get married and she does want to give birth to her own children. Not all women want to get married. I get this. I understand this. I said this in part 1. Not all women want to get married and start a family of their own. So to those women, these videos don't concern you at all. Once we had gotten to the end of our conversation, my friend and I, she admitted that she and I, being in the same age in terms of personal growth and professional career goals, can be the same, but we are different when it comes to relationships and marriage, due to her being a woman and me being a man. We just aren't the same. Ladies, would you go down on one knee and propose to your boyfriend and ask him to marry you? Every single one of the women who I discussed part 1 with said they wouldn't. Even the ones who disagreed with the video entirely. And I'm sure that goes for the majority of women. I then went on to ask the women that specifically disagreed with me. So, you're upset that men control access to marriage and you want the system to change. But you don't want to be part of the change. You want somebody else to do it. Isn't that being a hypocrite? This was met with silence or hesitation. I then went on to ask other questions, such as whether they would be fine being the breadwinner in the relationship or marriage, paying the majority of the bills for the family. Would they be fine cancelling the tradition of having a wedding day to celebrate their new marriage? Would they be fine with their husband being a stay-at-home dad? I kept getting told no to these questions, and some people didn't realize that means they agree with what I was saying. That was the whole point. We aren't the same in relationships. We aren't. We have different roles. This doesn't mean any side is lesser than the other. We need each other for this life thing to work, but we have different roles. That's the reality. The title of the video did its job. It raised your eyebrows and had you tuning in, regardless of whether you agreed or disagreed with me. I easily got the most engagement on it, and my views for my other videos have gone up by thousands of views, so part 1 was a resounding success. I was talking about differences in relationships. Not everyone wants a family or children. I get that. The example in part 1 even stated men and women should be paid the same amount of money for the same job and both deserve access to the same rights. That I'm 100% on the same page. It's just in relationships, we're not the same. My friend thanked me for the advice, and many men and women thanked me for giving them the stats and numbers on the ground after the video came out, which was the goal of the video. I knew some people would get upset at this. I mean, hey, but that's life. You can't please everyone. To the one woman who told me that she will have the same options of men in her 40s as she does now in her 20s. God bless you. Everyone is free to make their own decisions. Can you live with your choices is the question. For the Zimbabweans watching, I'm willing to bet most of you have one, if not many family members that live outside the country due to the situation within the country. Heck, you yourself might be that family member. They did everything they were told to. Went to school, got good grades, got into a good university, only to find that they can't get a job. Is that fair? Not at all. But they are making the best out of the hand they were dealt with the circumstances beyond their control. The same concept applies to relationships. Nobody asks to be born. You can't determine whether you were born a man or you're born a woman. You just happen. You just happen. You're just born. Your parents, they do their thing, you come out, boom, you are what you are. You grow up and try to be the best version of yourself you can be within your circumstances. Make decisions within your reality and live with your choices and hope they're the right ones. That's life. I understand the topic is sensitive. I was repeatedly told, I hate that what you're saying is the truth. Which I agreed with the people who I discussed part 1 with. It's not fair at all. But reality doesn't care about your feelings. How you feel is irrelevant. This is the hand you are dealt. What are you going to do about it? Now, gentlemen, part 2 is going to be discussing our situation as men. As we established in part 1, we control access to relationships and marriage. We can propose to our girlfriends tomorrow, next week, or next year. We may control this, but why should she want you? Yes, you can propose, but why should she say yes to you? You need her consent at the end of the day. That's a lot of power. They say you can tell a lot about a person when they have power and how they use it. Money doesn't change people. It just exposes who they really were all along. How many times have you heard of this scenario? A man dates a woman for 5 to 10 years and then they break up, only to see the guy go on to marry another girl after 6 months to a year. What are you going to learn about someone in year 6 that you didn't already know in year 3? Ladies, this is why, like I said in part 1, you all need to date with intent if you're serious about marriage and starting a family. We will waste your time if you let us. I'm telling you, we will waste your time. We don't treat you the way you deserve to be treated. We treat you the way you allow yourselves to be treated. Think of it like the substitute teacher in high school. You knew when they were around that you could relax in class, chat with friends, and get away with doing a whole lot of stuff. A whole lot of naughty things. Then, there were teachers you knew not to mess with because they meant business. If you were even 1 minute late for class, they would lock the door. Talk in class, and they would punish you. Don't do their homework, they would fail you. You want to be the teacher that means business, not the substitute teacher. Like I said, I've discussed in a previous video about what do you bring to the table. And the reality for us men is that if we don't have resources of our own, we won't have many options in terms of the women we can pursue. If you desire to go for high quality women, gents, work on yourself. That's my advice to you. Work on yourself. High value women in their 20s are sought after by several men. I've been shown by many women how they have guys saved in their phones as food 1, drinks 2, transport 4. How they keep track of it, I really don't know. But it just goes to show you that they have options. Ask to see the DMs of one of your pretty female friends, and you'll see what I mean. You obviously want to stand out from the crowd to attract her, and that's what we are discussing. How to stand out and make her say yes to you, and not just have you saved as the food guy. High value women want high value men with a plan. If you don't have your affairs in order, then you simply don't qualify. You don't qualify. I'll be showing y'all a video like the intro that you guys just saw like at the beginning of the video. I'm going to be showing you the full clip later on about Kevin Samuels absolutely roasting this one guy who was so entitled, but you can tell he was brought back to reality by the end of the clip. If you are going to go for the most attractive, high quality woman, no other dudes are also actively pursuing the same girl. Be prepared to compete. You are going to be rejected. Possibly a lot. That's part of life. I remember the first time I got rejected, like I think I was maybe 10, 11 years old. It hurt so bad. It ruined my whole day. But as a grown man now, I brush it off and move on. Sometimes I hear guys calling women gold diggers and lesbians when they get rejected, when in reality she just didn't want them. Learn to take rejection on the chin. It's part of being a guy. If you are the one pursuing, you must get comfortable with this. This is our reality as men. Rejection is part of reality for us. Get used to it. You often hear men calling women gold diggers when they say they want to be with a wealthy man, when the reality is they simply can't afford to pursue those type of women. You met her for the first time in the VIP section of the club, drinking champagne, and you are honestly surprised she likes expensive things. Come on guys, come on. She's not a gold digger, bro. She just won't willingly choose poverty that is associated with dating a below average man. I've never heard anyone, male or female, say, oh my gosh, my dream is to be broke. I've never heard anyone say that. My dream is to be broke. Never. So why would she willingly enter a life of poverty if she can avoid it? As much as women can't control when they get married, they can choose who they get married to. This is why we should stay in our financial lanes. Be honest. Valentine's Day is a few days away. At the time of this video, I'm sure it'll be maybe a couple of days away. Some of us may be feeling the pressure to go all out to impress our girl. But if you know you can't afford to go all out, do something within your budget. Like cook a meal for her, or have a picnic outside with a bottle of wine. Or even make a video for her absolutely free, showing her how much you appreciate her. Most girls just want to see that you put effort into it. The actual gift or the gesture, that's not really that much important. It's the effort. They appreciate that. Kevin Samuels gets a reputation for being harsh on women. But I disagree. He's just brutally honest and not everyone can handle that. The truth hurts. He is way harsher with men from what I've seen. And some of his most brutal responses are reserved for men because he understands the responsibility that comes with being a man. I'm not going to show you the full clip that you saw at the beginning of the video of Kevin Samuels humbling this guy who called in asking why women keep rejecting him and why it's all their fault for his failures in relationships. When in reality,
You're not the dominant alpha male or the super select guy. The only way you're going to end up becoming pre-select is by approaching women.
So women can tell I'm not getting no play?
Anybody, all 462 people in the chat room could tell you ain't getting no play. That's the energy you're getting. Because you're a guy that said you don't think you should have to approach women. They should give you choosing signals. Where would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
5'10". How much do you weigh?
Uh-oh. I weigh about,
To what?
depending on the day, between 280 to 285.
So you're a fat fucker.
Yeah.
So you think a 5'10", almost 300-pound dude, how much money you make?
Like 400 every 2 weeks.
So you make 400 every 2 weeks. So you make 800 a month. You make less than $10,000 a year. Okay.
But how many 20-year-olds is him?
Hold on. Dude, I was a 20-year-old and I was making far more money than that. In the 80s, where minimum wage was $3.35 an hour. So I need to hear it.
Ooh.
How long? You got a big dick?
Huh?
You have a big dick?
I mean, it's above average. I ain't no Ron Jeremy.
No. I asked you if you had a big dick. I didn't say it was above average.
I don't know what that is, really.
Nigga, you know if you got a big dick or not. Stop the bullshit. Every dude know whether or not he got a big dick. I know I got a big dick. You don't know?
I mean,
You don't have a big dick. That's the point. You don't have a big dick. You don't have a big wallet. You're a fat dude. And you got a lot of nerve thinking you should get choosing signals at 5'10" and 300 pounds, making less than $1,000 a month at 20 years old. Ooh. And women should approach you. What they get, they don't even get a big dick.
As you can see,
evil.
The guy calling into Kevin Samuel's stream was of average male height, extremely obese, earning less than minimum wage in America. $800 a month in America is way before the poverty line. I mean, that's like borderline homeless. And he isn't blessed down there. I mean, Kevin Samuels called him out. He isn't blessed down there. So literally, a woman would be getting absolutely nothing in return for partnering up with him. He brings absolutely nothing to the table. He's broke. He's obese. He's not good looking. He is of average height. And he really wonders why women aren't checking for him. That is delusion. That is entitlement. That man is completely out of touch with his reality. These are the men that happily go around calling women gold diggers because they want to avoid the reality that they themselves are broke and they ain't shit. If you heard carefully, it almost sounded like he was going to cry when Kevin asked him how much he weighed. He knew deep down that his weight was a problem, but instead of taking accountability, it's easier to say they are the problem. Now guys, fortunately as men, you can always put your head down, grind, and even if it takes you till age 28, age 30, age 25, whenever, you can always then go for the women you desire and start your family then, whether they're older or younger than you. That's your choice. This guy in this video is 5'10", which is average male height according to studies. You can't control your height. It is what it is. You're born with that. But you can control how you carry yourself. Fat Joe comes to mind. He knows he is overweight. So instead of shying away from reality, he used it in his rap career, helped him make millions, which in turn made him able to choose whoever he wants to pursue. He made himself eligible. The guy in the video needs an entire lifestyle change his entire diet, and start working out and lose the kilos. Invest in a skill he can convert into a job that pays him a good salary. He gets into shape, accepts that nobody owes him anything, and has a shift in his entire mindset, and I guarantee his luck with women will change. He wants women to chase him. The irony in that is that in order to have women chase you, work on yourself. Don't chase them. They'll begin to notice for themselves. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Fellas, we just gotta be honest. We really just gotta be honest. If you know you don't want anything serious from a girl, tell her. We don't have a biological clock to deal with. So just so that everyone's on the same page, tell her straight up what you're expecting from it. If you just want to smash, tell her, hey yo babe, I just want to smash. And vice versa. That way, your conscience is clear. If she stays, because you told her from the beginning that, yo, this is what I want, and this is going nowhere. If she stays, that's on her now. You'd be surprised how many women are just wanting to have a good time of their own, and also don't want anything serious from you. So, I mean, I had a lot of fun with these videos, and I'm very happy with the response to part 1. Hopefully y'all liked part 2 and go on to check some of Kevin Samuel's content out in the future. I've left some links to some of the videos I found good for discussion in the description box below. And I've been asked by people after part 1 came out about what I myself, like I've been talking about the majority of people in this video, but people asking like, yo TJ, what do you want in your marriage? So I don't mind sharing that briefly here at the end. I fully expect both of us to have a steady stream of income. Notice how I didn't say a job. What good is a job that doesn't pay you well? I would want to hire a maid because if we're both working, neither of us wants to come home and then start cooking dinner. Now, I believe in making money work for you. So if my money can buy me more time to spend with my wife and potentially future kids, then I'll happily spend it. I would want to eat her cooking from time to time though. So I don't think I'm being unreasonable if I ask her to eat her cooking over the weekend, for example. Before getting married, we would need to be on the same page regarding finances, as that's a topic that doesn't get discussed enough. That's a very serious topic. How we spend it, how we save it, how we invest it. I'd want 2 to 4 kids, depending on what she wants, because that's going to be her body going through pregnancy. The finances and time. There's obviously more, but I'm going to leave that up to being a mystery for whoever she ends up being in the future. I can't reveal everything here. But thanks again for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. I find it cringy doing the whole, hey, like, share, subscribe. But I'm a YouTuber. This is the reality. Guys, please like, share, and subscribe so the YouTube algorithm can do its thing and pushes my videos out to more people. I hope that now that you've watched part 1 and part 2, that you see where I'm coming from. Thank you yet again. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next videos. Cheers.